Good day, grade 11 learners, and welcome to our new session today. Before we start our discussion, let's have first the prayer, followed by our online etiquette.
Are you ready to pray, classmates? Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Panginoon, Ikaw ay aming dinadakila at pinasasalamatan sa lahat ng biyayang araw-araw ibinibigay. Kami pong mag-aaral ng Horacio de la Costa, inyong patnubayan, upang isaisip ang pag-aaral. Mapagtantong susi ito ng magandang kinabukasan at maitanim sa isip, mahirap ang buhay. Bawat sentimong pinaghihirapan ng magulang, sulitin sa dunong at karangalan. Dinggin ng dalangin aming kahilingan, mga magulang at mga guro ng paaralan, bigyan ng talino at lakas ng katawan upang magampanan ang pagiging gabay sa aming kabataan. Puspusin mo po ng biyaya ang aming paaralan, pagpalain ng aming pamunuan magampanan ang tungkulin. Sa kanila'y nakaatang. Para sa aming kaligtasan at kaayusan. Aming samot dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Online classroom rules. Find a comfortable and quiet place to study. Be prepared and on time on your scheduled online class. Turn off your microphone when it is not your turn to speak. Respect your teachers and classmates. Listen to your teacher attentively when she is discussing or saying something for the class. Avoid doing things that might disrupt your teacher's lessons and classmates. Attention! Post only relevant messages and comments. Avoid using inappropriate words in all of the things you will do online. Stay focused and disciplined. Don't go to other websites nor do other activities. Check always your inbox for any announcements from your teacher. Submit outputs and requirements on time. Participate actively. Don't hesitate to ask questions on things you don't understand.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Aliyah and Miss Aryan. May I hear the leader for their attendance today?
Good
Let's
morning,
check.
ma'am. I am proud to say that no one is absent from my group, Group 1.
Good morning, ma'am. I am happy to say that no one is absent from my group.
A pleasant morning, ma'am. I am proud to say that no one absent is from my group.
Hey, good job, members and leaders. You deserve a virtual clap. Once again, a pleasant morning to all of you. Okay, how are you? I hope you're doing good, class, and you are all safe at home. Are you ready to embrace and accept the new lesson for today's session, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, to begin
Yes,
with,
ma'am.
I have a question for all of you. Okay, this is my question. Do you want a game where you can collect points for a given question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
po.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes po.
So let's have the chat box. Yes, a big yes. So let us begin with the Kahoot. Okay, Kahoot application. So please listen very carefully, class. To the mechanics, I have 5 questions, and each question, class, corresponds to a given point. So the more points that you have collected, the more chance of winning. So the first 3 highest pointers, class, will declare as winners. So do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes po.
By the way, let's have first our learning competencies. Yes, Miss Aliyah, can you read the learning competencies?
Learning competencies. Number 1, state the null and alternative hypothesis. Number 2, formulate null and alternative hypothesis.
So this is your activity number 1 entitled No More, No Less. So this is the directions which of the given equality, inequality expressions describe each situation. So you have to select the best answered, class. Okay, the survey shows that the number of students have parents with a house of their own less. Okay, the answer is N, less than 20. All right, let's move on. So we have the scoreboard. Villeno is the first, Aliyah, Justin, Joy, Slay, and Althea. Mother gives me at most 200 allowance and in a week. What is that? Is it triangle, circle, diamond, or square? All right, it's a circle, it's a yellow one, and less than or equal to 200. Next, let's have the scoreboard. Still Villeno, followed by Aliyah, Slay, Ivan, and Justin Joy. Next. Okay, Larry is an industrious appliance salesman. His average sales and in a week is at least 10,000. Is it red, yellow, blue, or green? All right, so we have here green. The correct answer is the green and is greater than or equal to 10,000. Let's have the scoreboard. Still, Villeno, followed by Aliyah and Ivan. Next question. A son's savings N is greater than 1,500. Is it red, yellow, blue, or green? All right, we have here the blue color, which is N is greater than 1,500. Okay, so still the scoreboard, first Villeno, followed by Ivan and Slay. The three highest pointers, class. Number 3 is Slay, 2 is Ivan, and the first is Villeno. Congratulations to all of you. You deserve a virtual class. Thank you so much. So let's stop this presentation. We will go back to our presentation. So let's have our sharing of thoughts. So let's share our experience about those questions. So we have here number 1 question. Are you ready? How do you find the previous activity? Was it easy or difficult? Yes, Miss Aliyah.
For me, ma'am, it is easy to answer the activity because I am familiar with the different inequality symbols.
Okay, thank you. Very good. Another, some more answer? Yes, Mr. Ivan.
For me, ma'am, it is easy po, ma'am, because I know the mathematical symbols.
You know already the mathematical symbol, all right? Next is, what previously learned principle did you apply in the activity? Okay, raising your hand again, Miss Aliyah.
The equality and inequality principle, ma'am.
Okay, the inequality and equality principle, which is we have the symbol equal sign and the inequality symbol, which is greater than, less than, okay, greater than or equal to, not equal, less than or equal to. Next, were you able to determine the correct expression that corresponds to each situation? Elaborate. Yes, Mr. Adrian?
Yes, ma'am, because they have a hint or clue. If
Okay,
the
there's a hint or clue. At what are those hint or clue? Yes, Gian?
I find it easy, ma'am, to determine because it corresponds with the keywords to corresponding symbols po.
Okay, so we have what we call the symbols. Next, do you think you apply these activities in formulating null and alternative hypothesis, class? You're raising your hand, Miss Aliyah.
I think, ma'am, it has a big help in formulating the null and alternative hypothesis po.
Okay, let's see. So who among you, class, would define hypothesis? Can you define hypothesis? Especially in science class, you always hear that word. Yes, Mr. Ivan?
Hypothesis a supposition or proposed explanation made on the basis of limited evidence as a starting point for further investigation po, ma'am.
Yes, for further investigation. Propose explanation. All right, thank you, Mr. Ivan. Again, in our mathematics statistical hypothesis is a statement about a parameter and deals with evaluating the value of parameter. By the way, class, can we have a review first? What is parameter? What is a parameter, class? Anyone from the group?
Numerical composition po that is measurable.
Okay, numerical, it is measurable, and that measure refers to our mean population, variance, and standard deviation. Okay, so last time we discussed the two hypotheses, class, and those hypotheses are what we call the null and the alternative hypothesis. So again, class, the word hypothesis is not new to all of you. You already know or hear that in science, especially if you're doing an experiment project. And one thing for sure, class, statistical hypothesis is important to all of you right now because of your research subject. I think I will get 100% thumbs up to all of you. So my dear student, you better listen and lend me your ears today's session to be able to surpass the challenge of your research subject or output. How to state the null and alternative. So we have 4 steps. So what are those 4 steps?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Althea, okay?
the first step, identify the parameter in a given problem.
Okay, identify the parameter in a given problem. So again, class, you need to be familiarized with the parameter. Okay, what is a parameter? So since you are familiar with the parameter, you can easily identify in the given situation. So can you tell me now the parameter in this situation? Let's have to read. Let's test your reading ability again. Can somebody read the situation for me? Yes, Mary Joyce. May I hear your voice?
The average height of the senior high school students 16 years old and older is 158 centimeters for males. Is this claim true?
Okay, so we have this situation. The first step, class, is identify the parameter in a given problem. Can you tell me what is the parameter in this situation? Yes, Ivan.
158 cm.
158 cm. Yes, Miss Aliyah. Let's have first the parameter,
The
not the
parameter,
claim.
ma'am, is the average height of the senior high school students is 158 centimeters.
Okay, so that is our parameter, the average. So we're talking about here our mean. Okay, mean population. We have average height of the senior student or SHS students is 158. Then we will proceed to the next step. So what will be the next step?
Number 2, identify the claim to be tested that may show up in null or alternative hypothesis.
Okay, so you need to identify the claim. So this is the time for you, Ivan.
Null hypothesis.
It's a null hypothesis. Yes, you are correct. That is a null hypothesis. So what is the claim, Aliyah?
The word is 158
Yes.
centimeter for the average height of males.
So according to Ivan, a while ago is 158 and falls under the null hypothesis. Very good, class. Aliyah and Ivan. Because of the word is. And by the way, is, class, when we say is in mathematics, it corresponds to an equal sign. Okay, so let's proceed to the next step.
Number 3, translate the claim into mathematical symbols or notations.
Yes, this time you need to translate, and by the way, you need to review all your phrases in mathematics. So those phrases help you to translate symbols. Okay, so in this particular step, can you give me the symbols or notation to be used? Anyone from the group? Yes, Ivan. What is the symbol?
Equal po, ma'am.
Equal. Yes, you are correct. Definitely it is equal. So we will use the equal symbol. Okay, that's why we have this mu. Okay, that is for the symbol for mean population. Mu is equal to 158. Okay, very good. How about the last step? So let's proceed to the last step.
Step number 4. Formulate first the null hypothesis, which is the symbol of HO, then alternative hypothesis with the symbol of HA based on the 3 different ways in writing hypothesis.
Okay, so we need now to formulate the null and the alternative hypothesis. But class, we have 3 ways in writing the hypothesis. So what are those 3 ways? Okay, 3 different ways in writing hypothesis. This is the first column, second, and third. Now look at the first class, the HO and the HA. So HO stands for the null, HA for the alternative hypothesis. So if the null hypothesis class is equal, look at the sign class, this is for the null, then your alternative hypothesis is not equal. So it is the opposite of the initial claim. So you can see that equal sign, then for the null, for the alternative, it's not equal. Okay, take note class. Sometimes our initial claim, if you will use greater than or less than symbol, our claim falls under the alternative hypothesis. Always remember that class. Again, if we have greater than and less than, your claim falls under the alternative hypothesis. But if you have this kind of situation, we have the word is and equal symbol, your claim falls under the null hypothesis. Okay, I hope that's clear. So let's proceed to this second and third. Next is this HO, the null hypothesis that corresponds to your alternative, which is greater than. So opposed to that, we have a symbol less than or equal to. So whenever you have this symbol class, this HA, mu, is greater than K, which is your specific value. Opposed to that symbol is less than or equal to for the null. Okay? Then, how about if we have less than? If we have mu less than K for the alternative, opposed to that for the null hypothesis, we have greater than or equal to. Okay, I hope it's clear. Again, equal, not equal. Then for the less than or equal to, you have greater than for the null, for the alternative rather. Okay, then we have greater than or equal to, then corresponds to the less than for the alternative. Okay, so let's apply. Can you give me first the null hypothesis in that situation? Yes, Ivan?
Mu equals to 158.
Yes, correct. Your mu is equal to 158. Correct, Ivan? And how about your alternative? Can you give me the alternative? The opposite of your null. Yes, Gian?
Mu is not equal to 158.
Correct. That is your alternative. It is mu not equal to 158. And again, where is the claim false? It falls
Yung claim po
under...
is sa mu equals to 158 po, ma'am.
Yes, under the null hypothesis. So that is your claim because according to this situation is 158. Okay, let's move on to the next. Let's proceed to your whiteboard. Let's apply your knowledge about the 4 steps. So let's have the second situation, class. Okay, we will push the second situation. Okay, it's Aliyah.
The average price per square meter of a residential lot in an exclusive subdivision is above 15,000 pesos. A buyer wants to test the agent's claim.
Okay, so let's analyze class. The average price per square meter. Okay, our first step class is you need to find or identify the parameter. So in this situation, what is the parameter? Can you type your answer? So what will be your parameter? You can use the text box. Okay, then type your answer. So what will be your answer, class?
Ma'am,
Yes,
average price per square meter is above 15,000.
correct. That is your parameter. Average. Okay, you need to type in average price, okay, per square meter. Okay, it's above 15,000. Okay, so we have here your parameter. Next, how about the given? Number 2 steps. Let's proceed to number 2 step. What is the claim here?
Ma'am,
Mu
Yes,
mu
yes.
equals to greater than or equal to 15,000 po, ma'am.
Greater than or equal to. So what is the claim here in this situation? Look at the phrase. That is the hint word. Above. So let's have this above. Okay. Look at the word above. Now, if we have above, what will be the symbol corresponds to that phrases? Yes, Gian.
Is greater than or equal.
Above meaning is greater than. Do we have equal or just greater than? So let's analyze the phrase above. So what corresponds to the given phrase? Yes, according to Rosel, it is greater than. Okay, correct. Rosel, Ariza, and Rustia. You are all correct. It is greater than. So meaning to say, class, if you want to answer this one, the symbol that we're going to use is mu is greater than 15,000. Now, can we have the null and alternative hypothesis? Where is the claim? False, class. Yes,
Alternative.
it is alternative. Very good, Gian. Why is it alternative, Gian?
With the hint word is above po.
Okay, because of the word or phrase above. So when we say again greater than and less than, it falls under the alternative hypothesis. Okay, let's go back to our PowerPoint. So based on your answer, it is greater than, and it claims your claim falls under the alternative hypothesis according to Gia. Okay, let's proceed again. Let's check the second work. Okay, this is the parameter a while ago using our whiteboard, and the highlight word class is above. Okay, and above means greater than. So that's why you will use the symbol greater than. So your mu greater than 15,000 and your claim falls under the alternative hypothesis. Now, you have to identify your null hypothesis. So what will be the opposite of your alternative hypothesis? Yes, Ivan?
Less than or equal to 15,000 po, ma'am. Mu equals.
Very good, Ivan. So this one, mu is less than or equal to 15,000. Or class, again, an equal sign class is for the null hypothesis only. So we emphasize that last topic, okay? So we have mu is equals to 15,000. Then this is now your null. Okay. So congratulations, you already know how to state the null and alternative hypothesis. So you already know how to identify the parameter, translate into symbol, and what's your claim on that kind of situation. So a virtual clap to all of you, class, for an excellent job. Now, do you hear the word one-tail or two-tail test? Do you hear that word, class? Yes, Miss Aliyah?
yes ma'am, I hear that in our research subject po.
Okay, all right, you are correct. It is part of research subject class that needs to embrace, especially if you're doing experimental research. So remember, class, statistics is a big help for you in your research on any topic, whether it's quantitative or qualitative, any topic. Okay? Do you agree that statistics is the language of research, class?
Yes,
Why do you
ma'am.
think so, class? Why do you agree that statistics is the language of research? Yes, Althea?
Because statistics is very useful in our research, ma'am, and any situation din.
Yes, very important in doing your research. Some more hands? Yes, Miss Aliyah?
It is very important, ma'am, kasi it helps in collecting, presenting, analysis, and interpreting data po. And it also
Yes.
helps in drawing general conclusion po.
Yes, exactly, class. No, you are correct, Miss Aliyah. That is one of the purpose of statistics. So collecting, presenting, and interpreting data. So here we have one-tailed and two-tailed tests. This is not only part of statistics. We have also a lot of tests in the statistics that you can help you analyze your research on what treatment you are going to use or need to apply, especially if you're doing experimental research class. So I hope you will appreciate the importance of the lesson, not only to your research subject, but also to your life as well. Now, let us differentiate the two tests. Okay, let's differentiate the two tests, the one-tailed and the two-tailed test. So I have here two columns. First column for the one-tailed test and another column for the two-tailed test. Can somebody read for the one-tailed test first? Anyone from the group? Yes,
Gustia po.
Rustia.
Alternative hypothesis contains the greater than or less than. It is directional, either right-tailed or left-tailed.
How about the two-tailed? Can somebody read the two-tailed, please?
Alternative contains the inequality symbol. It has no direction.
So meaning, class, look at the given one-tailed and two-tailed column. The alternative hypothesis, class, can take another form depending on the value of the parameter. So the parameter, class, may increase, decrease, or change from the null value. An alternative hypothesis predicts not only the difference of sample mean from the population mean, but also it would be different in a specific direction. That's why you have here directional, either right-tailed or left-tailed. So we call that class as a one-tailed text because the rejection region is entirely within one tail of the distribution. I have here, I will show you an example of distribution. Remember the bell shape in our normal distribution? So that is the direction. We have the left-tailed if you will use the less than. So this is now your bell shape if you use the less than. So the direction is left-tailed test. It's a one-tailed test, but be specific what kind of one-tailed test. So be specific to your answer. It is a left-tailed test. Then we have here another one. So if that is the given bell shape or your normal distribution, you have a right-tailed test. It's a one-tailed test, but be specific, it's a right-tailed test because we're using greater than symbol. I hope it's clear. Compared to the two-tailed class, so according to Mary Joyce, no direction. You will use not equal sign. So if this is the bell shape, look at the bell shape. It has no direction. It can be positive or negative. So our symbol for the alternative, again, let's focus ourselves here in the alternative hypothesis. So you have to observe your alternative. If you have here a not equal sign, it has no direction. And you're using the two-tailed test. In this illustration, we have the normal distribution with two-tailed test. So on the other hand, class, according to the two-tailed, so Some hypothesis predicts only one value with different from another, without additionally predicting which will be higher. That's why it has no direction. We refer to two-tailed test. So let's move on. Let's try. Let's try to determine the hypothesis and the hypothesis test. Can you please read? Yes, Aliyah.
Teacher A wants to know if mathematical games affect the performance of the students in learning mathematics. A class of 45 students was used in a study. The mean score was 90 and the standard deviation was 3. A previous study revealed that mu is equals to 85 and the standard deviation is equals to 5.
Thank you, Miss Aliyah. Now, what will be our claim in the previous study according to the given situation? Again, analyze. After you read the situation, analyze. Then give me the claim in the previous study class. Yes, Gian? And what is the symbol?
Mu is equals to 85 and the
Very
standard deviation is equals to 5.
So we have mu is equal to 85. You got it correct, Gian. Now, can you state the null and alternative hypothesis? Yes, Miss Aliyah?
The null hypothesis is mu is equals to 85. Then the alternative hypothesis is mu is not equal to 85, ma'am.
You got it correct. Very good. So what does that mean, class? If we have inequality symbol for your alternative. So let's proceed to directional test. So if you have here not equal to your alternative, what is now your test? Can you give me your test? Yes, Ivan?
Two-tailed test po, ma'am.
Yes, you are correct. Why is it two-tailed test?
Hindi
Ivan?
po not equal, ma'am.
Very good, because of the not equal sign under the alternative hypothesis. Have another example. Can somebody read? Read it for me, please. Yes, Miss Aliyah.
A piggery owner believes that using organic feeds on his pigs will yield greater income. His average income from the previous year was 120,000 pesos. State the hypothesis and identify the directional test.
So let's have a claim first. So what is a parameter and what is the claim in this situation? Can you give me anyone from the group, or you can use the chat box if you want. It's a two-tailed test. Thank you so much, Justin.
Average income from the previous year was 120. 500,000 pala.
Yes, 1,000. So what is the claim? Before we state the hypothesis.
Mu equals to 120,000.
Mu is equal to 120,000. Oh, let's analyze. What will be the highlight word here? Yes, Justin?
Greater than 120,000.
This is the highlight. Greater income. Okay. So that is the phrase. That is your claim. Greater income, 120,000. So if that is your claim, what symbol to be used? Justin again.
Greater than po.
It is a greater than, and it falls under what hypothesis? Yes, Miss Aliyah?
Alternative hypothesis, ma'am.
It is in the alternative hypothesis. And of course, the opposite for your given greater than is the less than or equal to. And what kind of test? If we have greater than?
One-tailed test po.
It is a one-tailed test. Be specific, Justin.
Right-tailed test.
It is a right-tailed test because of the greater than. So, let's move on to your breakout session. Let's have the group activity. I think you're ready. Apply all knowledge you've learned today. So please proceed to your respective room for your group activity. Are you ready, leaders? So the link per group are posted already in your Google Classroom, and it's also in the Google Meet. So let's proceed to your breakout room. So leaders, please take charge for your group members. So let's proceed to the group sessions. I will admit to all your breakout room. After 5 minutes class, you will go back again to our main virtual classroom. Okay, you understand, leaders and members of the group? So you have only 5 minutes. So present your answer using your whiteboard.py. So I have here group 1 for Miss Aliyah and group 2 for Justin. Then we have group 3 for Althea. Proceed to your whiteboard.py for your answers. You just collaborate to each other, plan and analyze. I will send it to your whiteboard.py now. I will post it to your whiteboard. Push, let's push. I have now here your number 1 and 2 questions. Okay, let's monitor. How are you, group 1? What number are you now? Yes. Let's proceed to group 3. How are you, group 3? Keep it up. How about group 2? How are you, group 2? What number are you now? Continue. You can present it to your whiteboard. So let's proceed to the given. Whiteboard screen. Time check. Time check. Group leaders, we have 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So you have 22 minutes and 22 seconds. Just continue answering. You can use the text box on your whiteboard.py. Time check. Let's have time check, class. 1 minute and 45 seconds. So you only have 1 minute. Continue answering. Time check. Let's have to check the time. It's 42 seconds. 42 seconds left. Leaders and members. Time is up. Proceed to your whiteboard, class. So let's stop presenting your breakout room and proceed to the whiteboard.py. So let's start with the group 1. Can you show and explain your work? By the way, let me remind you, you will grade or score with our rubrics. So this is our rubric, class. So do not forget the rubrics. Okay. You will be graded according to our rubrics. So let's proceed to your whiteboard.py. Okay, show me your answer, group 1. So here, for the group 1's work, wants to explain, Miss Aliyah? Yes? Yes, you are loud and clear. Okay, correct. How about the number 5, Miss Aliyah? Thank you so much. Very good. Good job, group 1. Let's proceed to group 2. How about group 2? Miss Justin?
Yung null hypothesis po namin is mu greater than or equal to 650 or mu is equal to 650. Tapos yung alternative hypothesis po namin is mu is less than 650 po.
Correct, Justin. Very good, group 3. Group 2, rather. So let's have for Althea. Is this Ivan? That's group?
Ano po, ma'am?
Yes.
Number 3 po, ma'am. Yung null po namin is mu less than or equal to 8. Tapos yung...
This is your work, Ivan.
Wait lang po, ma'am.
Mu less than or greater than. Look at your symbol here.
Greater than po. Greater than po pala. Greater than or equal to 8. Or ano po, ma'am? Mu equal to 8 po, ma'am. Tapos yung alternative po namin is mu less than 8.
And what kind of test?
Ano po, ma'am? One-tailed test o kaya left-tailed test.
Correct. Congratulations, group members and leaders. Okay, let's proceed to your... All of you got the correct answers. So let's proceed again to our PowerPoint presentation. So let's have here our generalization class. Let's wait for the generalization questions. Here, class. Can you see it now? So let's answer this one. Okay, first is, why do we need to study the null and alternative hypothesis, class? Why? Anyone from the group? Yes, Miss Aliyah?
It is important to study it because it provides the researcher or the investigator with a relational statement that is directly tested in research.
Correct. You are correct, Miss Aliyah. Hypothesis testing is an essential procedure in statistics. A hypothesis test class evaluates two mutually exclusive statements about the population to determine which statement is best supported by the sample data. So when we say that a finding is statistically significant, you have to take and be thankful for your hypothesis test. Another one. Let's have chat box. You have the answer. So why is it important to develop hypothesis for a study? What a purpose does a hypothesis serve and how could it be tested? Yes, Gian?
Because this hypothesis shows the relationship of the sample population in a certain study.
Thank you so much, Gian. Very good. Yes, Miss Aliyah?
It provides mechanism po for making quantitative decisions about a process or processes po.
So hypothesis classes using an experiment to define the relationship between the two variables. So the purpose of hypothesis is to find the answer to a given question. So a formalized hypothesis will force us to think about what results we should look for in an experiment. So the first variable, of course, is called the independent variable. So it's a mechanism according to Aliyah. So it's a mechanism for a quantitative decisions about a process. So to determine whether it's enough evidence to reject the conjecture or your null hypothesis. So another, what is the importance of formulating hypothesis, class? Yes, Mary Joyce?
Formulating a hypothesis is the quicker, more accurate, and less expensive way of solving a problem po.
Yes, correct. Very well said, Mary Joyce. This is not only for research class, I remember, and in science area. So always you hear always that in the research or in science, but it can be applied not only for research and science. It could be in the argumentative communication in English or in Filipino argumentativo or argumento. Okay, so this is the modern approach to making a decisions. Consider real argumentation. So rational communicators, real argumentation class, the communicators do the best. Okay, they can to justify their standpoints in a certain context. And take note, class, argumentative communication is the art of persuading based on reason, on facts, and not emotions. So same with the debate. Okay, you see the application class. We have also hypothesis testing in finance, where it comes to the aid for such decision making. So decision making. Hypothesis testing in business is a mathematical tool class for confirming a business claim, business idea. Okay, another hypothesis testing class is also used for investors trying to decide what to invest in and whether the instrument is likely to provide a satisfactory return. So that's how you appreciate, class, the importance of hypothesis testing in business and finance. So I hope you have more readings about the lesson. Okay, all right, so much for that. Let us test yourself. We will have our evaluation with a quizzes application. So it is a 10 question. Okay, all you have to do is to analyze them, then choose the best answer to the given question. Okay, are you ready, class? I will send the link and code to your chat box. So may you proceed to the interface of the given quizzes.com. And we present it now. All right. So according to Just, it gives us enough evidence to reject the conjectures. Thank you so much, Justin. So let's have here, join me now. Just type in joinmyquiz.com, then enter this code. You have to enter this code, class, 750525. Let's have the evaluation for our joinmyquiz.com. Please enter the game code 785252. So I have here 8 participants: Aryan, Earl, Ariza, Ivan, Rosel, Gian, and Ayuri. Then we have Justin, Joy. Okay, again, if you can't access these quizzes, you may proceed to your chat box for your answer. We will validate all your answers there.
Ma'am,
to
can
the
you
chat
send
box.
po ma'am yung link, ay yung code po uli ma'am?
Okay, let's have this code,
Thank you, ma'am.
785252. You may join.
Ma'am, wait lang po.
Ready? Again, those students who can't access the quizzes, you may proceed to the chat box and type in your answer there, and we will validate all your answers in the chat box. All right, let's start. 3, 2, 1. Okay, this hypothesis states that there is no difference between population parameters and the hypothesized value. What is that? Time's up. All right, let's see the leaderboard. Number 1 is Tian, followed by Ayuri. Next question. Okay, when the value parameter has significant difference with the hypothesized value, then it's called blank. Okay, what is that? Time's up. Okay, our answer is hypothesis, alternative hypothesis. Let me see. Next question. The sign of the alternative hypothesis in a left-out says is always blank. 2, 1, time's up. All right. So let's have the leaderboard. First is Gian, followed by Ivan and Aliyah. So let's proceed to the next. Okay, if the researcher wishes to test the claim that the mean of the population is 75, the appropriate null hypothesis is... Time's up. Okay, it's a mu less than or equal to 75. So let's have the leaderboard. Number 1 is Ariza, followed by Justin. Next, number 5. A researcher thinks that is expectant mother use vitamins. The birth weight of the babies will increase. The average birth weight of the population is 3.9 kilogram. All right, time's up. How about the leaderboard? First is Arisa, Justin, and Ivan. Okay, next. According to the report, the average weight of a Filipino newborn baby is 2.8 kilogram. Melissa wants to perform a significant test. Okay, time's up. So let's see the leaderboard. It's Arisa, Gian, and Ivan. Okay, next. Higher than 75. Take note of that. It's a higher than 75. Time's up. Let's see the leaderboard. It's Ariza, Gian, and Justin. Proceed to the next. Okay, go. This is an example of blank. A modern approach in advertisement will not increase the demand for a product. All done. Thank you so much. Let's have the leaderboard. Okay, first is Ariza, Aliyah, and Gian. Next question. Ready? Okay, what is the alternative hypothesis in the following statement? The number of defective batteries produced by the company is not equal to 15. All done? Let's see the leaderboard. So we have here Ariza, Aliyah, and Justin. Next question. Okay, which is the correct null hypothesis of the given statement? According to the owner, an average of 500 people buys food at McDonald's. Time's up. Okay, let's see the leaderboard. The first highest pointers. So let's have. Okay, the third is Althea, second Justin, and first is Arisa. Congratulations, everyone, especially the 3 highest pointers. You did a good job today, class. So all are participated with a good score in the evaluation. Congratulations. So it is uploaded, your enrichment and your remediation activity. It is uploaded already on your Google Classroom and Statistics GC for your reference. And for all modular learning, this recorded video will also upload it to your Google Classroom and to your GC. All right, let's proceed. I will stop presenting now. I hope you enjoy your session for today, class. So let's go back to your emojis. So let's go back to your emojis a while ago during our introduction. So let's go back. How's your emoji? Can you chat on the chat box? How's your emoji right now at this moment? Are you still happy? Happy. Are you still excited at this moment? Happy. Okay, so you are all happy. Same with Althea, Soriana, Sheila, Justin, Ariza, and Aliyah. Okay. Keep it up, class. That's all for today. Thank you so much for participation. And of course, for your cooperation. Have a nice day ahead, class. Goodbye. Keep safe, everyone. God bless.
Bye,
Thank you
ma'am.
po. Goodbye, ma'am. Thank you po.
Bye.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Thank you so much.